Hi everybody, Jo here. So you know what that means. It's time to grab a brew. Let's have some crafty chat and let's make something while we're chatting. It's good to catch up with you. How are things? How are they going? I know you're shouting back at me and I can't hear you, so let's just hope it's all positive. What I want to do today is, I haven't got a plan. I have some lovely new stamps I want to play with, so I'm just going to show you how I approach things. And what I'm going to do is, I've got a piece of multifarious card here, and the reason I've gone for this size is I've got a card blank in mind, which I've already put some black card on, and I'm thinking of something that I could possibly use as a Christmas design, dare I say that word. So I'm going to get on, and for this one I'm going to start with some stamping first. And what I'm going to do is, I just like to stamp on copy of paper. As you know, it's just a quirk of mine. You know, if you've got a stamping mat, whatever works for you, we always say go with whatever works for you. And I'm going to start with an old favourite, and it's the feather stamp. And I want to mix, this was on my desk anyway, and I've got some lovely new stamps that I want to put in the mix with it. So I'm just going to ink this up. Nice light tapping. I'm using black for this, the VersaFine Claire. And I'm going to put this, I have to stamp on this side, I'm afraid. Those of you that follow me are used to this. I have these funny things, don't I? Now, I don't want to put it in the middle, and I'm thinking, let's go about there. Let's hope that's straight. Now, as always keep one hand on your block. I know you all know this, but you never know. There might just be somebody new to Lavinia. They've suddenly found the wonderful world of Lavinia stamps and they've not done much stamping. So, you know, always keep one hand on your stamp and do give it time for the ink to soak into your card. One thing I've found doing workshops is that, you know, we tend to rush, especially if we're a bit nervous of stamping. I mean, I don't know why. We all get so het up, don't we? We're supposed to enjoy this. It's supposed to be fun. So let's give that a bit of a wiggle. Lift off. Beautiful. Do you know, I love this stamp. It really does just not leave my desk. And what I want to introduce now is these fantastic little foxes. Now, there are two sets, Fox Set 1, Tracy, you were very clever with these names, and Fox Set 2. So I've actually chosen one from each. And I'm thinking, check I've got enough ink on. And I'm thinking, just let me check you're in shot, and I'm thinking I'm going to put him here. Looking up, he's going to be looking at the top of my tree. Right. Now again, with him being a silhouette, he does need, excuse me, sorry, he does need a couple of minutes, well, seconds really, it's not minutes, just to let, because obviously there's more ink on a silhouette than on an outline stamp. And again, I mean, I'm a very nervous crafter, and especially when you're doing it like this to a camera, the instinct is to lift it up too soon. So we want all that ink to sit into the card. Lovely. Oh, he's just beautiful. My idea is, I want him looking up here because I've got a plan for up here. Now, I chose another one. And as I say, they're from opposite sets, but I like the way he's looking this way, look. Now, I can't decide if we've got one male, one female. It's quite tempting, look. I'm thinking of, do you think they've had an argument? We could put them back to back. That'd be a fun card, wouldn't it? If you've had an argument with somebody. Not that we would, of course, because we're not like that. The detail in these is absolutely amazing. Now, I'm a little tinker and I just catch the edge sometimes, and if I don't clean that off, I know it's going to stamp. So I just want to clean round, and I've got a bit on my block there. Right, now I want to plant him. Sorry if my head appears in. I'm thinking, let's plant him there. I want him quite close. And the same thing, I'm just going to give it time. Just give him a couple of minutes. I say minutes, it's not minutes really, is it? I'm just going to have a little... Beauty of this is, look, while that's working, I'm just going to have a sip of my water. Lovely. So I hope you've got a nice drink, tea or coffee. What we're going for today. Right, I think we're done. Now, don't worry, look at that tiny little bit, and I reckon I've got a bit of glitter there. Don't worry, it's not the end of the world. You can get a paintbrush and paint it in, or you can get a pencil. I'm just gonna, there we go. Nobody will ever know. This is a water reactive pencil, and I find it the best one. And then I can just, because I've stamped in a permanent ink, there we go. Nobody will ever know. If I bring that up just so, can you see the detail of those foxes? Look at every little hair on them. And they've just got attitude. And one of the design team did comment, they almost look like a collie dog, don't they? I can't remember who it was. Ellie, was it you? I know somebody did. And I thought, yeah, I can see that. Now, I'm stamping up my design first, only because for me, that's the way I like to do it. And then I'm going to add my background just for this design. I don't always do it this way, but there's one more new stamp. Now, I think this one's called Broadwin, but I'm not sure. I must learn all the names. And this is just a flying owl. And I'm thinking if I put him up here, I had a rough idea. I'm thinking this fox here could be looking. So that's my idea. We shall see. It's just I like to have in my head a reason why I'm stamping things and why they'd be there. Just get rid of that there. And let's go for him sort of there. Again, let's plant him down. Now I must remember to blot this when I've finished. Because we're using a VersaFine Clair, it is a slower drying ink. So I need to blot it before I do anything else. Otherwise I may just smudge it. But the reason I'm doing it this way is I didn't want to make up my background. Excuse me, sorry. Just grab some water, sorry. Sorry, honestly, this throat of mine, 8 weeks it's been like this. So annoying. Right, so what I was saying was just because I wasn't sure about the stamping, the composition, I thought I'll stamp them out first, and then if I like it, I'll add my background, rather than spending time doing all my background and then maybe not liking my stamping. There we go, look at that. Oh, where's that come from? Never mind, we'll get rid of that. So I'm happy with that. So we'll blot that. Just trying to see where that little black mark's come from. You do get them, don't you? How many of you halfway through a project see a mysterious black mark? I'm checking and it's not. Anyway, doesn't matter. It will just disappear in the background. So I've given it a quick blot. So I'm thinking I just need to build this up now. Now I'm just going to, with my fine liner pen, I just want to add a little bit of grounding for my feather here, just to make it look like, so I'm just adding, in my head, these are just little tufts of grass. And we'll just, you know what, put one there, just to ground everything and make it look. So I'm happy with that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use, I've got weathered wood from when I was using it for the samples, and I love this colour, so I'm thinking let's stick with that. And I've got a smoother here. And just bear with me, I need to get a piece of kitchen roll. You know, no matter how much you think you've got everything ready, you always forget something. Now I'm just going to blend some ink around the edge. So in with my smoothie, and I'm going to put it on my craft sheet first, just so I don't get too much. Roll my sleeves up, mean business. I know we start on the corners, circular motions, and start on the corner, because I want the corners deeper anyway. And I'm going to come into my design and almost just sort of go round the tree. And then I'm just going to lightly sort of go round the owl. I want it deep around the edge. So a bit more. We're on the corner, so I can come in a bit darker. And then as I'm coming down here, I'm just going to blend across here. Blend that mark out. We'll get rid of that. Don't worry. Right, and we're coming down to another corner. Dab it off, And then can you see if I almost go round the foxes, I can leave that bit white. I almost want a bit of a halo round them. That's my plan anyway. Just to almost make them stand out. It's just a different way of doing things. As I say, quite often I will make the background first and then stamp on it. Sometimes it's nice to just mix it up a bit. Now that corner isn't as dark as the other, so let's bring a bit more in. Sometimes I think it's nice to see how somebody's head works and why we do things like we do. Although sometimes in my head that's not good. So we're building that up nicely. I like that. Now I'm thinking, let's add a bit of grounding. So let's grab a piece of copy paper and tear it. And let's just ground our foxes. I think we'll stick with the same colour. Dab a bit off. Go all the way down. Now again, I'm not sure if I've got enough, so always hold your copy of paper, lift it up, maybe just a touch more, especially where the foxes are. Again, lift it up. Yeah, I like that. And then maybe for the tree, let's just add a second piece. Now I don't want to ink up, because obviously to help with scale, this needs to be lighter, because it would be that bit further away. So again, let's lift a tiny bit more under the tree. Yeah. So let's put our owl. I'm thinking, shall we sort of spotlight him and use it as a moon mask at the same time? Because I'm thinking, you see, that just wouldn't look right, would it? But that, I'm thinking that diagonal there. So I'll turn it round. And again, I'm going to use the same colour. Dab it off. And always go on your acetate. So this is just an acetate circle. I think it's 6.5 centimetres. To be honest, I drew round, well, it was something round, whatever was on my desk at the time. And I'm not going to say it was a wine glass, because that will be giving far too much away. There's probably a pot of something, gesso or something. So dab on. And again, if you're not sure about the colour, always lift the moon mask to have a look. Because if you take it off, it's not as easy popping it back in the same place. So I always just lift it up, happy with that. And I must admit, I do like the way, you could say, why didn't I do that first and then edge it? I like the way the bit of edging has come over, because it almost looks clouds over the moon. Can you... Sorry, I'm not very good with this camera work. If I bring it closer, can you see what I mean? Almost adds to that. I want to sort of get this. My idea is this could be a Christmas design if I want, but I'm thinking this sort of year a bit sort of moody and atmospheric. Or do you think I'm overthinking that a bit? I told you it's not good knowing the way my mind works. So I've got choices here. Let me just clean this up a bit. I don't like working in a messy space, you know me. Let's get Inky Binky into play. So I have choices. I could splash this with water and have a bit of faux bleaching sort of in the background. But I'm thinking, I've got a plan and I want to use this stencil. And it's the Bud stencil. Now, what I want to do is in my head, I don't want it over the moon. So let's pop our mask back there. And I don't want it down here. So let's just pop this bit of copy paper here. It's all right saying let's just. And we'll pop that there. And then if we were clever, we could hold them all at the same time. Now you could tape this down, but I'm afraid, you know me, I'm sorry for stretching across you. I'm not one for taping things down. Now I'm going to come in with faded jeans. I want to keep this grey sort of bluey look. I'm going to use my stencil brush here. And I'm going to just flick. And I'm always going downwards, upwards, just so I catch that bottom edge of the stencil. That will just help with the colour and almost give me a bit of shading underneath. And what I want to be mindful is just lift it up and, oh, look at that, you see already? Beautiful. Now, I don't want this too much. I don't want it sort of in your face. I just want it in the background. So I'm trying to avoid the tree. And I'm just going to go. I don't want it everywhere. Just that mere suggestion. So we'll go down this side now. And again, see if I can flip it up. You see, we have got some. Just need a little bit more here. Like I say, I don't want it too overpowering. I just want that mere suggestion. A little bit more of a suggestion, I think. Again, lift it up. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So if I carefully move this away, this away, this away. And I love the way the faded jeans is similar, so it shows up, but it's not too in your face. And the brush is perfect for this, absolutely perfect. So what am I thinking? Oh, got something. Bit of pin flare, I don't know where that came from. I just want to add a little bit here. Now, I'm going to bring in, I love the pound stamps, absolutely adore them. And we've got somewhere she says, is this like your crafty desk? Right, where's my little, oh, there we go. You know when you can't see things and actually they're right in front of your face. Now, I'm going to use a VersaFine Clay, but this one's Morning Mist, because I want to keep to the sort of almost grey blue tones. Now, let's just see. Now, I'm thinking, yeah, just want something in this corner. I was going to go for foliage, but just thinking this might be a Christmassy sort of design. I'm thinking, let's have a bit of first and second generation. Do we need another one up there? Don't want to go too far. Yeah, I just want to frame that corner. I don't want to do any more there. And there's a reason for that. And then, obviously, I'm going to need something in this corner. And this is part of my plan. And what I want to bring in is an absolutely wonderful new, and again, those that know me know I can't stop using this, and I think it's called Floral Wreath. And I'm going to stamp this in black. As soon as I saw this, I thought, oh yeah, that's got my name on it. I just want to take off again. I do over ink things. I'm a bit of a... And I want this coming in this corner. So let's have one there. And what I was thinking in my head, you see the shape of these buds? I'm thinking echoes that in the stencil choice. Well, that's my theory anyway. So I hope you all notice that. I just think if things actually look like, you know, they're supposed to be there, I just think it just helps the whole design. I just want a few of these, not too many. I just want a different angle, don't I? Oh, maybe we could do that. Yep. Just don't want them all the same shape. Yeah, and then one up here, do you think? Let me turn it round to just see. Yes, it definitely needs one there, doesn't it, to give that corner. But I don't want to go too close to my owl. The owls are gorgeous as well. I don't know how Tracy gets the personality of these creatures in her designs, but she does. Right, so let's have a look here. Don't want much there, that'll do. Now I know we've got space here, and I've got a plan for that. The beauty of all these stamps, they all mix and match. So I'm thinking if this is going to be a Christmas design that I could replicate, I could bring in this little, the pound holly stamp, and I'll bring in the Morning Mist again. What we'll do, we'll just pop this over, give it a bit of a blot, just so, sorry, excuse me, just so that I don't smudge it. Quick drink, I do apologise. There we go. So let's bring in Morning Mist and some of the holly. Let's just check it, yeah. And I'm thinking if we had some holly there and here, And again, the grey is going to go in with those tones. Maybe even another one. What do you think there? There. And we need one up here. Just so it helps frame that corner. And as I say, we've got the framing on this corner. Now, if you wanted, you could actually bring a couple of bits of holly in here. Just to bring the whole, that's a bit, let's get one there. There we go, look at that. I do like the whole shape of that. So, again, let's just blot it. And let's think what else we could do, just to add those finishing off touches. I mean, you could put another hill here, but I just love the way that the stencil work fills in that space. Now, these open buds here, I'm going to add a little bit of colour. And I've got a couple of Inktense pencils, and I've just gone for a grey and a blue. Again, I want to keep it all with those tones. And I'm thinking, actually, the stem here of the feather, that is almost the tree trunk, let's add a bit of grey and just a hint of blue to that. Now, you could, if you wanted, add colour to all these. I won't, because to be honest, you don't want to see me colouring in. But that is something you could do if you wanted. And that, again, would really add. I'll just do a couple. Trouble is, you know what it's like, you say, I'll just do a couple and you want to do them all. But I'm not going to. What I will do is add some colour to these. Now, again, the beauty of Inktense pencils is they react with water. So, and what I want to do is I want to do a couple blue, and then I'm going to do a couple grey. You could do them all blue. I mean, again, I know we're thinking Christmas and you're thinking, oh, you know, should we go traditional with the holly green, which, again, you can do. I may even do another one that way. But I just thought for this, it'd be nice to just see what it looked like in sort of moody greys and blues. So how are we doing? We've got another one here. Like I say, I'm just very quickly doing this because you don't really want to spend ages seeing me colouring, do you? Now again, I've got a fine paintbrush in my water. I'm just going to activate them. And again, I'm doing this very quickly, but obviously, if you were doing this at home, you would spend a lot longer than me. But it just intensifies the colour. I mean, again, you could use normal colouring pencils. Whatever is your colour of choice. You could add some ink on your mat and watercolour paint them. But I just wanted to bring a bit of that intense blue in. And as I say, the same, just add a bit of water to that to intensify it. So I'm happy with that so far. That looks really pretty. And I'm just going to quickly run my heat tool over it. Very quickly. Again, always dry from the back as well. There we go. A couple of finishing off tricks. And the first one, which I've moved my paper, but I want it back. What I'm going to do is I've got a white charcoal pencil, and I'm just going to add, sorry, the scratching noise, a little bit of white charcoal round that moon there. Just sort of hazes up the whole thing. Gives a lovely hazy. And then because I'm thinking this is a nice, let's go Christmassy, bit of glittery. I mean, I think if I wanted, I could put a nice, oh, a ping there, a nice star on top, and maybe the owl's going to come and get my star. But I'm thinking, let's add some of our, I've got here the moon dust, and this is rose copper. Now you could add gems to your tree if you wanted them to be baubles. So I'm just quickie glue pen. This is really good if you want it if you're in not a good mood and you want to do some. Yeah, but obviously I wouldn't do that, would I? So I'll pop the glitter on. And then tap the back of it. Oh yeah, that's pretty. And I was very careful, if you notice, to move the glitter this way. I didn't want it going that way because I thought it might just attach itself to the water on there. It wasn't quite dry. Now remember, obviously your glitter, you don't waste that. Take the lid off. And this is the bit where I'm thinking, do not let me knock this over live. Right, lid safely on. Right, we're fine. So that, I think, is looking really pretty. Last little thing, some white highlights. Now, those of you that know me know I love my Posca pen. So, sorry, you just have to shake it. And I'm just going to add, let's get my Posca. Sometimes, right, let's see, just on these berries here, just a little white. And the reason I just put a dab of the Posca on my mat, because sometimes it can splurt out and you can get too much, and I just want almost delicate. This just gives a bit of 3D, helps bring them to life. And again, you would spend a lot more time. And if you wanted to colour the berries in, you could on the holly. Now we could add a tiny bit of just, again, I don't want a lot. Could add some on the fox's tails if you want. A little bit here. I mean, you could add some splatters for snow, but I'm thinking no, because I like that. Last thing I'm going to do, just do want to add, to finish it off, little bit of blue on my mat, my fan brush. I just want to add a little few speckles here. There we go. And I'm going to clean that up. And bring in my card mount ready. And I'm just going to put that there. Oh, I'm hoping that's in shot. And that's my offering for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I hope you love these new stamps. I certainly do. So I'm going to say bye for now, everybody. Take care. Thanks a lot for watching. Okay, bye for now.